I'm John G. Kruth from the Rhine Research Center, and we've been talking about different types of ESP, or extrasensory perception. We've talked about telepathy, mind-mind communication. We've talked about clairvoyance, getting information about objects, and we've also spoken about precognition, getting information through time. Well, when we're doing tests for ESP, we often have difficulty determining what type of ESP we're testing. For example, if we're trying to test telepathy and I have a card and I'm looking at it, or if we're testing clairvoyance and I have a card that's on the table and I'm trying to say, can you see the card? Can you see the object? Which would be clairvoyance. Are you really getting that information from telepathy because I'm looking at the card? Are you getting it from me? Or are you getting it from the object itself because there's an object in my hand? Or maybe a video if you're doing the Ganzfelds. Or possibly you're not getting the information from me or from the object itself, but you actually might be getting information from the future using precognition. Could you be, at some point you're going to see what the card is, you're going to get some feedback, you're going to see what the video is. So is it possible that you might be using your ESP in order to see what's going to happen in the future and giving me that information now? Whether you're doing this consciously or unconsciously, it doesn't really matter. But it's hard for us to differentiate which one it might be. And so this is why we use the term general ESP or GESP to describe these types of tests that we do. There might be some tests that are designed specifically for telepathy or some that are designed specifically for clairvoyance or precognition, but in reality, we can't tell at this time which is which. Well, there is a great deal of support for the fact that ESP happens, but the question often comes up, how does it happen and how does it work? One theory, with a man named Edwin May and a woman Jessica Utz and James Spottiswoode, who wrote an article in the Journal of Parapsychology, it's published in 1995, about decision augmentation theory. Decision augmentation theory proposes that all ESP is a result of precognition. In other words, at some point in the future, you're going to see that card. You're going to see that video. And right now, even though you might think you're getting it using telepathy, or even though you might think that you're getting it by knowing about the object, you're actually getting the information because you're viewing the future where the object will be shown to you. And you're using that information to guess what the card is now. This is a hard theory to argue against. It's gotten a lot of popularity within the field, and it is very difficult to falsify. If you notice ESP is occurring and you get feedback at any point in the future, it's impossible to rule out that it could be precognition. In fact, decision augmentation theory, utilizing this ESP information that comes into your field naturally in order to affect decisions you're making now. This decision augmentation theory has also been used to explain what we call micropsychokinesis, or mind-matter interaction. When you're dealing with random number generators or random electrical systems, could it be that somehow using your precognition, you're able to guess when this non-random series will start, and you start your test just at that moment? This is how decision augmentation theory has been used to describe all of psi phenomena as precognition. What do you think? Do you think that that's the case, or do you think there might be another way to look at it? There are other theories as well, but decision augmentation theory is one of the most popular theories in parapsychology today. Thanks a lot.